So, strange as it seems, we can measure ourselves in heads. And we're about 7.5, no 8.5 heads high. 8.5 heads high. I'll just turn this around, I'll pull that back for a minute. About 8.5 heads high. If I just turn this round, you can see that that's true. Just turn this piece of cardboard round. So yeah, rock and roll. Let's just sort of tilt the feet forward. Bring this closer. Start off with one head, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then just as we kick the ankles forward, if we pointed our toes, probably be 9, but we're 8.5 heads high. And I'll pull that out of the way and we'll go to the lovely fashion drawing. Okay, so daisy. Fashion drawings here. And so what the artist does first of all is to just put a sort of thin line representing the spine and scribble out that idea of sort of the 8.5 heads high thing. But we want to sort of mark in where everything is, but we just want to sort of make an initial doodle of that body shape. So I'll do that on here, okay? Don't need to be too clinical about the 8.5 heads high, it's just a matter of putting a spine in. And I liken it to one of these. You can see how Poppy's meander and wibble and wobble about a bit as our head lolls from side to side, and we're all slightly different head heights. So we're a bit like that really. You could sort of chop the length of one of those off until it was about 8 of those if we wanted to. But just sort of lay that on top of here. Bring that closer. So it's good to think in metaphors or in comparisons. So pop that on here. Chop it off about there. So there we are. We're like a puppy. A lolling puppy. Like that. Okay, so it's probably time for me to sort of take a sharp pencil. You don't want your pencil to be sharp, you want to hold it lightly. So we'll go onto this piece of paper here. Try and make a mark that you can actually see. I'm just sort of copying this really. So we sort of make a meandering line. And we want to sort of just scribble, rather like a wooden spoon, a little head. Then we've got sort of a little bit of space between our head and our neck. We know that we're sort of going to be dangling some arms off the side. Hips will be about here. Torso to about here. And your legs are sort of a good part of you, so basically we've got this sort of what the people who make wooden toys call a mannequin. You can see your arms sort of come past your waist, approaching your knees but never quite reach your knees. You can sort of feel that on yourself now if you like. Then it's a matter of sort of biting in the details that you trust. You know, sort of feel around on your own body to sort of, I always find when people are drawing from a life class, they sort of feel to see where everything is on them. And at the moment we're not drawing the dress or the figure, we're just sort of creating a kind of structure, a loose shape that represents where everything's going. Take your time over this, but you can see how it's good to draw loosely at first. I'm just going on that so you can actually see where I've bitten the detail. Nice little head. Two arms sort of going where they want to. Of course, if it's further back, it'll be leaning. It looks shorter, but it's leaning back because it's a 3D shape, 3D space. I'll teach you that too now. I sort of cut out a Modigliani sort of painting the other day to show you how we don't have a line going around us. What we have, you see it cut out from the back here, but if I bring it round here, now I've dressed her because I didn't want it to sort of look rude in any way, but when I sort of pull that out of the way, suddenly see that sort of there isn't a line drawing around her. We have no line around us as we move around, we just got ourselves in the background space. Now we don't have a background space moving around after us. We just have ourselves in space, and our space can be anywhere. Okay? See how she sort of fits in with that poppy and hips thing. Now that might be enough for the moment, except that if we reach round to the dress, just like I've put those sort of pieces of colour on that little figure, if I pop these on now, I think it shows you that on the next page. Yeah, here we are. They've applied colour on the right hand side one, but they've loosely dressed her on the left hand side one. Again, don't bite in your line so you're making it strong for colouring in, although they have a bit. If you keep it sort of loose, then you can make a decision with a sharpened crayon in a minute, because I'm going to, although we can do it with a pencil, I quite like the idea of showing you that there's a kind of water resistance. Now, the difference between a crayon and a crayon pencil is one's wrapped in wood and one's fat, but we can always sort of sharpen a crayon, and then we don't have the wooden jacket, and we haven't got a thin piece of crayon that'll snap a lot. So if I just pull back from that, I'm going to sort of copy that onto here loosely, and then make decisions about it afterwards. Okay, so I'll concentrate on the bit I'm drawing on so you can see it better. So if I just go where the dress is going to be, scribble it there. Tilt that up a bit. Okie dokie. So to do that V-neck first, tumble in around her shape, give her a nice shape. Take that. You can see I'm scribbling these in. Put the row of buttons in. And then we've got that waistcoat bit. Then we've got this lovely. And what's nice here, you can just basically scoot around like that. Do it again. Put the detail in a minute. I like doing C's on their side, really, letters. Make them as much broader, as light as you want, really. Okay. Now I can then put these thin bits in, like ridges in a rooftop or something. Do the same again. Scoot it round. Put those pairs of lines where the fold tucks in, and then you can sort of scoot that behind her legs. And you can see that rough have gone off screen. Probably gone off screen. So if I just sort of pull that back a bit, yeah, we'll need her feet, so we'll get ready to put the boots in. I'll just bring us a bit nearer while I do it. Handy these cameras, aren't they? Can't really do this with your mobile phone. It's a matter of sort of practicing these shapes. And I hold my pencil differently, sort of, so I can see what I'm doing. Just looking at the way they've drawn those boots. So take your time over this, because with the drawing in front of you, you might be able to print it out. Then you can sort of just do that. Now you might want to give her arms better shape, really. More delicate rounding. Maybe move her neck a bit. Start putting the features in. We're about sort of, our eyes are about halfway down from the top of our hair. And then our eyes are about, well, our eyes are halfway down. Nose about 3/4, and then that's about 1/8. So you sort of, your eyes aren't as high up as we think. Don't use the word face, but sort of think of the word head. Tumble their hair either in front or behind. But there we are, and you can sort of make sure that that sort of arm sort of slips underneath the sleeve of that. So you can start to what I call nuance. Now if you want to make our hands, obviously our fingers are a little bit longer than our thumbs, sort of bring that one up a bit. But you're scribbling really, maybe I'll bring the crayon in at the stage. I'm going to take this crayon, find a knife, I think I have a knife sitting out somewhere. But I can always go and get one when you have a look at what I've done so far. So just pull that in. You can see I bit the pencil a little bit darker than the earlier threads I used, rather like a cobweb. So just go and sharpen this crayon with a knife, or find a knife. That's nice. Try my landing. I was hiding this from myself, I think. Okay, I need to sharpen this. How are you going to do that with a knife? Use one of the kitchen knives. Alright. So I've got the scalpel on here somewhere. Scalpel. It's confused me. Not to worry. Here's a kitchen knife. Blimey. A bit big. Alright. Oh, bummer. I need a finer knife than that. This is silly. Did have a scalpel earlier. Where did I put it? Don't know. Let's keep trying. Must be something you can sharpen this with. Oh, I haven't got a pencil sharpener nearby. Could use sandpaper. I need to find that knife. Sorry about this, folks. I had one earlier. I'll put all this other stuff out. I'm surprised by all that. Okay. We've just used the edge of it, but I want it to be sharp so you can actually see that you can make a very fine mark. Now scalpels are very sharp a very sharp knife indeed, so you've got to be careful with these. Just cut away from yourself. But if you've got a pencil sharpener, it will sharpen your crayon. Crayon's sort of very breakable, brittle. So I really just want to get a nice point on it really. So dip in and sort of curve it until I've got a nice tip on it. And then shave it a bit. So a craft knife of some kind. Now we'll go in close. Start with the head, I think. What's nice about crayon, it's water resistant, so when I start using watercolours, it'll throw all those things back. You only need to make the marks where they're needed. You're not trying to draw in detail. Just trying to make it bold where you want it to be. Sometimes I use a barbecue skewer later on, dip it in the paint, draw some fine detail with that. Because by bruising the paper, you can make the line want to go into the paper. But anyway, this is quite handy, I think. Bolder than you might intend, but it's making the thing more visible each time. So yeah, I've got a very sort of textured paper, so on a smoother paper it wouldn't be resisting quite as much, but never mind. I think you can see it's becoming more visible as I do this. And of course my hand's practiced to making these marks, because they're only sort of the like repeat marks one makes when practicing letters M and N and U and things like that, which are all drawings and always have been. So inside your hand you've got what I call muscle memory of the marks you've made when you've written. So there we are. I'll show you how to colour a different time. That'll do for the moment. Go ahead and sort of you see the rest of it. So she's very visible now. That's what we were aiming for earlier on. This is where they've started to add a little bit of colour. It takes a long time to upload these things, so I'll try and upload what I've got there so that you can be inspired. So Mapenzi, there we are. And for gift and wisdom. Bless you, brother.